The birth declaration. Johnnie was born an estimated date approximately at December 20th, 1983. Its date cannot be correct because its date was just heard from other person, and it cannot be proved definitely by himself. Johnnie does not know what hospital he was born from, so it's also unable to find or obtain medical birth records endorsed by a doctor. Johnnie is an orphan, and he didn't know the fact he was compulsorily adopted into Odd Family. But the truth was the human trafficking. He was sold to Odd Family to be nurtured as a pet. He suffered intensive violence and child abuse from a fake father. The fake father abused Johnnie so aggressively for the reason of that Johnnie was an American, not a Korean. The fake father compulsorily lodged Johnnie into the fake government in the name of Shin Sung-kwan. Shin Sung-kwan is perfectly fake, given name by the fake father. The reason why Johnnie was an American from the beginning of his birth can be proved by current Korean money. The Bank of Korea was established at May 12, 1950, so the portrait in the banknote should be the figure after the Bank of Korea was established. But the portrait in the current banknote is the figure in the period of King Sejong 1897 to 1450, Yi Huang 1501 to 1570, Yulgok Yi 1536 to 1594, Shin Samdang 1504 to 1551. It means the South Korean currency is compulsorily forged by the malicious dictator. All the currency money in South Korean territory are the counterfeits. All forged current money contains remarkable fact that there is not just one person who has a true citizenship of the Republic of Korea, but all people have the unknown citizenship under the bizarre republic. All people have no proof of their citizenship. All people compulsorily became counterfeit creatures or forgery criminals, so anyone can be killed by the implement of money at any time. Its disaster no doubt exists. By the aspect of social scientific analysis, the Republic of Korea cannot be suspected at any case to be established for the safeguard of the feudal lords. So the correct South Korean money represents it triggered the dictator's blasphemy, conspiracy, and rebellion. Referring in the history of the German Nazi government, all political crimes were caused and came from Reichsmark currency fake money. Current South Korean fake government commits the same political crimes by the implement of fake money in the Korean territory. So I define the current South Korean government by just 4 alphabets. Gang. Before the 1960, the figure in the banknote was Lee Sung-man, who is the figure after the Bank of Korea established. This can be analyzed. The authentic government had been already perished, and the illegal anti-social organization of bizarre religion occupied the head of state. So in this political situation, Johnnie had no liability to lodge the birth declaration to the fake government. But the fake father lodged Johnnie compulsorily into the fake government. The identification from the fake government was not desired to gain from Johnnie, and there is reasonable suspicion the birth declaration and the identification were compulsorily and completely forged by a malicious dictator. So Johnnie does not reveal his identification any longer to other nations or countries. Johnnie gave up using the South Korean compulsorily forged passport anymore. Johnnie was not able to receive the Social Security expenses from the fake government because Johnnie was an American from the beginning of his birth. Since 1983, Johnnie had not received any economic support from the fake government. The fake father deceived Johnnie as a true Korean. But there is no evidence Johnnie was a true Korean. And the fake government also deceived Johnnie as if Johnnie is a true Korean, but also there is no evidence of their reference. Because the fake government had not protected or rescued Johnnie from any critical and cruel crimes from his birth, and they had not provided any social security expenses to Johnnie. This situation can be apparently defined. Johnnie was perfectly not a Korean, but Johnnie was an American from the beginning of his birth. Mutual Defense Treaty between the Republic of Korea and the United States of America is the transparent evidence of that the person who reside in Korean geological territory can have the divine rights to share the same degree of securities with true inland Americans. It can be said, by other words, current South Korean geological territory apparently can be treated as already the mainland of U.S. geological territory. Political territory, external, and sacred territory, internal, have to be considered by far other aspect of sight. Because the military zone is treated more sacred as normally, so he can reasonably insist he was an American from the beginning of his birth, and he didn't lodge the birth declaration to the authentic government yet, and he now declared the birth to the U.S. Embassy. And the identification from the U.S. government can be the authentic certificate toward Johnnie, and he will be satisfied if it's granted from the U.S. government. He will eventually born truly in this world. a new person will be legally born. Johnnie has 2 linguistic skills, and it's the profound element of his characteristics. It's the definite evidence he believed the God until now. And its fact can provide him a possibility to live another different life. The U.S. Embassy has no reason to deprive his opportunity to live different life. As we have the divine right to live in God we trust, he also has the divine right to live together in God we trust. As we are already God's great family, there is no reason to decline his birth declaration.